Hey everyone, it's Brett Hornby here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Disappointed to make a video on this, but not surprisingly, given this damn COVID-19 pandemic is still being stubborn and canceling things. While that Tegan and Sarah parody song on "Everything is Cancelled." Well, the Memorial Cup is canceled yet again for the 2021 season. As you can see right here, I actually made a video last year at this time announcing the 2020 Memorial Cup was cancelled and Kelowna was slated to host the Memorial Cup. However, this season, the Ontario Hockey League was slated to actually host it, as it takes turns in each league in the Canadian Hockey League network. However, I don't think an actual city or franchise actually was awarded the Memorial Cup. So as I speculated when I talk about the Calgary Hitmen and recapping games, all the case with junior hockey this season is a matter of just getting games in, just for development of hockey. And this is going to be the most interesting, unpredictable, crapshoot NHL entry draft for the 2021 season. And as we saw with the trade deadline this past week, that there was more value were put on draft picks in 2022 instead of 2021. But I'll put this link in the description below for the story. But I mean, it's not surprising, but the second season in a row, the Memorial Cup will not be awarded. So as I say, the CHL announces cancellation of the 2021 Memorial Cup. As it says, this press release came from Toronto. Canadian Hockey League, in association with the three member leagues, the Western Hockey League, the Ontario Hockey League, and the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, have all made the very difficult decision to cancel the Memorial Cup. Kind of understand the decision, but not surprised. And it's just the standard, the CHL is committed to the health and safety of our players, their families, billets, our teams, staff, and officials, and the communities in which we play. This has been driven all of our difficult decisions for the past year. We have dealt with this global pandemic, said the Canadian Hockey League CHL president Dan McKenzie. The decision was based on the limitations on travel, which is definitely tightening up in some parts of the country. In the third wave, especially these variants, they're winning against the vaccines, unfortunately. And then as well, quarantine requirements that make it impossible to produce a league championship. And as I say, I don't think the Ontario Hockey League actually has played this season. They're still figuring out the return to play plan, but we're pretty much, in the middle of April, and it's pretty much too late right now. The Western Hockey League did not get going until late January. And then the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, they started in October as normal, and then they've had a bumpy ride, so there hasn't been much consistent play. Everything's been out of sync in the Canadian Hockey League network, so that's why it's disappointing, but I'm not surprised that this story has come out and I'm making a video on it. Just, someone who cheers for the Calgary Hitmen and the sports fan in general. And it says, it mentioned that the Memorial Cup is steeped in tradition and one of the most difficult trophies to win in all sport. The CHL looks forward to presenting its next season to a championship club that has earned the right to host it. And as mentioned, further decisions regarding the timing and location of the 2022 World Cup will be announced at a later date. So we don't know, let's say, if you go by chronological order, last season, 2020, which ultimately didn't finish and end, that Kelowna was slated to host it, as the Western Hockey League had their turn. Would I assume that the Kelowna will get it in 2023? This year, 2021, it was slated to be hosted in Ontario Hockey League City. Well, I think it was Oshawa and Sault Ste. Marie, if I recall. I think they were the two finalists, but it was not officially awarded to a franchise to get the 2021 Memorial Cup. So then next season, in 2022, we'll go to the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. But I guess that's something that Canadian Hockey League will determine. But I'm just going to say I'm not surprised, but disappointed in the decision. I understand it. And also with the fact that all these leagues that have been playing, let's say, for example, the Western Hockey League and the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, has been done without fans. The Calgary Hitmen have been playing without fans in attendance, and they actually have not been playing in their home arena in the Scotiabank Saddledome, because you have the Calgary Flames and then the Calgary Flames farm team, the Stockton Heat of the American Hockey League, they moved shop to play up here in Canada, play their home games in Calgary, and play all the other teams in the Canadian division in the American Hockey League. That pushed out the Calgary Hitmen when it comes to COVID, and then unfortunately, the Calgary Hitmen got hit with COVID as one player tested positive. And if you look back at my Calgary Hitmen in 6 videos, well, the Calgary Hitmen have had some games postponed and games juggling around. And actually, as I was looking at the story for the Western Hockey League, or the Canadian Hockey League, announcing the cancellation of the 2021 World Cup, I actually saw the Tri-City Americans had their team activity suspended as well. So, I mean, I know the Vancouver Giants, the Kelowna Rockets, they've had their activity suspended at one point because of COVID. Now the Calgary Hitmen, and then the Medicine Hat Tigers, because they played the Calgary Hitmen. And then I was trying to think the Kelowna Rockets, Vancouver Giants, Tri-City Americans. So, I mean, it's just trying to exist and trying to, get player development in, but it's definitely going to be one heck of an interesting draft, as we don't know what's been going on. But we just know in 2023, as if you recall, Connor Bedard, who actually got granted exceptional status, he's been tearing up for the Regina Pats. So in 2023, he's slated to likely be, if things progress, the first overall pick in 2023. But that's all we know, as we don't know about what the draft class is going to be this season because of all the uncertainty. And I'm going to guess maybe there'll be a lot more Europeans maybe drafted earlier, if depending on how the leagues work. And then maybe you have teams that might hold on to their later picks and draft more players in North America when it comes to the later rounds in 2021. But unfortunately, it won't be in World Cup. And since the World Cup came out, if you look in the video I made last season, I touched upon the history of World Cup. It was never canceled until last season and now this season. So everything is canceled. It still keeps going on, and I'm definitely getting COVID fatigue and sick and tired of everything. But it's just that balance. But as I say, what do you think of this? I mean, it's disappointing, unfortunate, and especially for the all the young kids, age 16 to 20, who dream to have a chance to pursue their NHL dreams, but have some junior hockey glory. And it will not happen again this season. So that's all I have for the story. So as I'm going to say, if you want to follow along this Calgary sports fans' journey, home to Flames, Hitmen, Roughnecks, and Stampeders, I mostly do talk Calgary sports on my YouTube channel, but I also do a variety of non-sports content like personal vlogs, stand-up comedy, and I also do share my experiences today I'm on the road or a sporting event, and I'm still trying to do some more on-the-go vlogging. So if that all sounds like it'd be interesting to watch, to follow along this Calgary sports fans' journey, you know what you do, just make sure you like, subscribe. I also have my other social media down in the description below. So I'm going to still say let's go Hitmen. And I didn't think coming in this 24-game season that was scheduled for the Western Hockey League, I didn't think there was going to be a playoffs. And now when it comes to the case of the Calgary Hitmen, I'm not too sure they're actually going to get to play 24 games in the season that is set up right now. But, I mean, it would have been a lot more difficult anyway to have a World Cup when you have the Quebec Junior Hockey League, the Western Hockey League, and the Ontario Hockey League all out of sync and not having all their playoffs start at the same time. And you got to remember the World Cup actually traditionally happens over the Victoria Day long weekend, which is just over a month away. And we don't know when seasons are going to end, but, I mean, it's unfortunate that the World Cup will not be hoisted again this season. At least I understand now with the NHL games that have come out, there is a Memorial Cup version where you can follow along with the Canadian Hockey League teams. Let's say the Calgary Hitmen, for example. I guess the Memorial Cup can be hoisted in that electronically, but sadly not in real life. So as I'm going to say, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.